Hi Trish, this is Christina. This is a video that I mentioned about in the group, offering some suggestions on how to improve your online presence and essentially an SEO audit. I did a little bit of research, so I'm just going to go ahead and dive right in. Now, as we know, actually, let me scroll up here. As we know, any consumer, if they're looking for a product or a service, they go to Google and they type in a keyword within the search bar there, right? For example, your future consumer may be typing in transformational coach or business coach. And this is just an example. Um, now, and the reason why I focus on mentioning transformational coach, even life coaching, business coach, that's definitely like a generic term. However, they have the highest amount of traffic volume. So there's a lot of people searching for that type of keyword every month. And of course, if you come up within the search results, that's really beneficial, right? That really enhances your visibility, brings people to your site, right? Gains your traffic or improves your traffic to your site. And I'll show you a little bit what I mean by that. And especially like say if somebody's typing in transformational coach New York, which there's a volume there, right? People are searching for that because they're looking for a coach within their area. I highly recommend to also focus on your local area because, and that's something where I can do a little bit of research. And I believe you're in New York, so I apologize if you're not, but I think I saw that you were on a few boards in New York, so I'm just going to kind of go with it. I don't know if necessarily you're New York City, um, but when you live near a high populated area like New York City or even the state of New York or Philadelphia, you're going to have consumers in those areas that's looking for your type of business, right? So I always suggest to the companies that I work with and the clients that I've had that really focus on your local area and also while you're doing the nationwide marketing as well. Because it's easier and quicker to become more visible in your local area. So, like keywords, they're easier to rank for versus like a nationwide scale because obviously you have less competition in your local area versus like nationwide, right? So I suggest doing a combination. And the reason for that as well. So let me show you some sections within Google that are really important. Now, typically, I'm going to scroll down here because typically this section up here is a little bit further up. And this is what we call the Google Map Pack. Now, these are essentially the most visible. Again, they're typically higher up, almost right at the top of the page. I'm not really sure whether they're a little bit further there, but they are the most visible. So if somebody's typing in that type of keywords or looking for a transformational coach, life coach, they're going to be contacting these three companies first because, again, they're most visible and they're in that top position. And of course, they're going to get the most clicks and essentially the majority of the customers, right? And as you can see here, even though I type in transformational coach, life coaches are coming up. And again, I know this is a generic term, but it has high traffic volume. And then whenever you really want to focus on um, pinpointing like your pain points or the specific type of coaching that you do, that's where you would also find additional keywords and get that content on your site. But the majority of the like generic terms sometimes really has a high volume. And it's, of course, it varies between different industries, but from your type of industry, this is what I found. And I live about an hour and a half away from DC, and as you can see there, a life coach came up an hour and a half away from me. So if you live near a high populated area, even within an hour and a half of you, I would recommend setting up a Google business profile. That's what those are there. If you work out of your home, not a brick and mortar, you don't want to have your address listed, you can most certainly choose to do that. Have your address, choose it as not visible, choose that you serve customers at their location. Do not choose online because you will get flagged for that. They're not going to rank you in your local area. And then also to have your service area, either the city or the county that your address is in. Okay, just one. Don't do a bunch because that seems here lately, it seems to flag it as well. Google can be finicky sometimes. Um, then also to make sure your business description is 750 characters. Do weekly posts with branded photos, geotag them to your area, and then so, and of course start getting reviews on there. So anybody that you've worked with or you're working with, just ask them kindly, hey, would you mind leaving me a review of my Google business profile? It'll really help improve my visibility online. I'd really appreciate that, and I'm sure they would. So get those reviews on there and then commenting back to the reviews, so just thanking them, that really helps. And then also too, one main thing that we focus on with our clients is what we call citations, and you can do this completely on your own as well. That's your business information, your address, your phone number, website URL, email address. And you want to give that information out to as many directories as possible, like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Super Pages, for example. And with Google, it's kind of like a popularity contest. The more that they see you listed, the more popular they see you. The more times you're listed over your competitors, the better, because Google sees you as more popular, right? So they rank you above them. So citations are definitely essential. Now, these are ads. Now, let me kind of scroll back up here. Now, these are what we call organics. These are videos, of course, and kind of sometimes it just depends how Google wants to lay out the page. But essentially, these are websites that have Google's requirement of 1,500 to 2,000 words of content on the homepage. That's really important to get that on there for a number of reasons. Number one, what drives the content are the keywords. So as we see, transformational coach, right? Having those keywords all over your homepage, you're going to rank for that type of keyword, right? Google knows how to index your site. And the second main reason is because having a lot of content on your homepage, Google bots, they crawl websites 24/7. And whenever you have a lot of content, they stay on your site longer, and then you get indexed for more keywords. So different types of services or your program names, right? Different types of pain points you're trying to target that people are searching for online. And that really broadens your customer outreach overall. So just wanted to kind of explain that to you. And then also too, I looked up business coach for working women. I know that's something that's kind of, I don't know if necessarily, I believe I didn't really look too much into your site that you tend to focus on. I think you said successful women, so I don't know if you essentially working women. However, I'll have to look at the search results, but if this is a high traffic keyword, I would recommend getting it onto your site. And let me take a look at that actually. Let's go ahead to your website. So overall, you have an absolutely beautiful website. I can tell it was done professionally. It is absolutely beautiful. The layout's beautiful. You have your color scheme, good quality photos, testimonials, blog articles, which those are great to run. Definitely do it on a weekly basis if you can, even monthly, because then that really gets those keywords so that you're able to rank for those keywords within the content as well. But I will say, okay. So nothing really I would change overall, but looking at the behind the scenes to your site, this is what I was going to touch on a little bit ago, was that as you can see, there's not a lot of data going on. And I see this quite often, so it's completely fine. A lot of people that get their websites professionally done, they're website designers. They're not SEO folks, right? So they don't know how to rank your site. They make the site beautiful, but they don't do what's most important is getting your visibility online, right? To really so people can find you. So that's why there's not a lot of data going on here. So people don't know how to find you online. Google doesn't know how to rank your site, right? How to index your site. And that's something that's really important, right? Especially if you're wanting to grow your business and enhance your online visibility, right? Now, I just want to show you here. She came up whenever I was looking up the business coach for working women. Overall, great website. Not going to, kind of touch base on that too much. It's more of the data behind the scenes. Now, as you can see here, there's about 70 people going to her site every month just based off of, and she has minimal keywords, and it's not a lot. Let's go ahead and bring these up here, see if my internet's going to cooperate with me today. Okay. I just want to see which one she's ranking for. So these are the keywords that I was talking about. They're kind of like the generic or nationwide keywords. High performance coach, right? So it takes a little bit of research to see which ones have high traffic volume. Those are ones that are really beneficial to get on your site. But look at that. Every month, that's a different variation. And as you can see, life performance coach, not so much. Okay. High performance coaching, that has good volume every month. And she's on the first page of Google, probably towards the bottom, but she's getting traffic to her site, right? So there's different variations. Some have high, you don't necessarily need to have all that have high traffic volume, of course, when you get into like content for your blogs and things like that, but they start adding up, right? Is the whole main point here. But really getting the high traffic ones on your homepage is what really helps. Okay. Now, this is a woman that I also found her site. I believe it was a business coach for working women as well. Okay. Overall, great website. Not going to get too much into that. But taking a look at the most important, right? The most important of what's going on the behind the scenes, how the website's working for her. You'll see here shortly the difference. Again, there we go. Okay. Apologize that. So look at that, right? 2,000 people going to her site every month. That's a significant difference, right? But look at the amount of keywords. So it definitely makes a difference to the amount of keywords. And that's why I always mention about blogs are so helpful because that really gets you more keywords, more content, right, to rank for. And look here, women in business coaching, women business coaches, right? High traffic volume, really good to get different variation, right? And again, when you add in the combination, that's a lot of traffic. And she's not even in the top position. I mean, she's like you see here, fourth, fifth position, but she's getting a lot of traffic to her site. Now, these are branded, so I don't really focus too much on them. And then I'd have to do a little bit more research as far as like women in business coaching in New York, right? Philadelphia, any of those, like I said, cities that you're in your service area, and also get those on your site. So, hopefully this shows you kind of the importance of really getting those keywords on there because it is great to have content, which you do have content, right? It's just getting those keywords in there is what really helps get your visibility in the search results, right? So overall, like I said, I just wanted to show you some suggestions on things you can do on your own. And as far as what you can do, whoops, excuse my phone there. Some things you can do on your own, right? That Google business profile, I think, is really essential. And the power of getting the correct keywords on your site, the amount of traffic you can get to your site every month and really grow your business, right? Get more clients every month. And again, because that's the reason why we have these websites, right? We want them to work for us. So I hope you're having a wonderful day and I hope you found this helpful. Take care.